Hi everyone, welcome back to Mobility and Stability. So today I'm actually going to do a foam rolling sequence for everyone. So I have this foam roller right beside me here. If you have one at home and you don't know how to use it, you feel like you're not getting a lot out of it, this is the video for you. If you feel like you're super tight, regular stretches aren't working for you, or you simply just have some aches and pains that won't go away, foam rolling I think is also for you. So I'll walk you through a sequence that I typically do, lower body, and then I'm also going to get our lats in there today as well. So pretty much all the main problem areas for most people. So let's get started. Okay, so we'll start with our glutes. So that being said, we're actually going to sit on the foam roller, okay? Once you're kind of comfortable sitting on here, reach one of your hands back. So the leg that you're reaching back with, bring the opposite leg on top. That being said, now you're going to lean in that direction. You're just going to hit the outer part of your glute, and we're going to hold this for 30 seconds. Okay? If it's very painful and you can't hold it for that long, try to come back and forth on it. If you can hold it, great, but if you find like you're super tight, try to just find that spot and then come back to it. Okay, so we'll do the opposite side. So same thing, straighten the other leg, this leg will come on top, and then you're leaning into this glute, okay? Holding for 30 seconds here. You might notice one side's tighter than the other. If you want, you can give that side a little extra love. Okay, so moving on from the glutes, we're going to go into our hamstrings. So there's a few ways that you can do this. If the glutes are really tight for you and you found it difficult, I'll show you two ways that you can roll out your hamstrings. So if you have a long foam roller like myself, I'll just move that a little farther. You're not going to get as much pressure if you roll both legs at the same time. So you can come up onto your foam roller like this. So notice how I'm using my hands behind me to support my weight, and then both my legs are coming up on here, and then you can push your hands back and forth to roll yourself. Okay? If you find you're not getting much out of this, your foam roller is kind of soft, isolate one leg. So instead, you'll just have the one leg on the foam roller, the other one will be bent, and it's actually kind of easier to maneuver yourself on the foam roller like this. So you want to roll to the base of your, behind your knee, and then you want to roll all the way up to the base of your glute. Okay, so we'll do this side for about 30 seconds. If you find this spot where you're like, yeah, that's it, you can also hold that spot for 30 seconds, or just as long as you can. If you want, pointing your toe up as well. It might allow you to hit a spot that you didn't even realize was tight. Okay, so we'll switch sides. Okay, so see how I'm using my other knee to kind of maneuver myself? You can keep it straighter if you want. Just as long as this leg here is locked out and you're able to maneuver yourself on this roller. I find the leg bent is kind of the easiest for me specifically, but you find what works for yourself. Okay. So we'll give this side about 10 more seconds. Okay, we're going to go into our calves now. I'm going to show you a few ways to do these as well, okay? So again, one way would be having both your hands behind and then using them to maneuver yourself on this roller. So you want to, again, come to the start of your knee right here and then go to the base of your ankle. Okay? So that's one way. If you're not feeling it, your calves aren't super tight, isolate the one leg. Okay? Again, it's actually easier to roll yourself out if you're using a long one to have one leg anchoring yourself, and then you can go all the way to the ankle, all the way back up. Something to keep in mind is you actually want to angle yourself as well, right? So you can come sideways, get all parts of your calf, And then turning the other way. So, maneuvering yourself on a foam roller doesn't always look very graceful. That's okay. I don't know anyone that does it gracefully. So we'll do the other calf here. I'm going to show you something a little different with this side, okay? So I've shown you how to maneuver yourself, like the inside, back, all that kind of stuff. If you're still feeling like you can't get that spot or something's really, really tight, have your one leg up. You're going to cross your other leg on to add more resistance, and then you're going to come up. You're going to notice this is going to be a lot more painful, even like myself. This is quite tight for me. So this is a really, really great way to add some resistance. You can do this for your hamstring as well. If you want to put like a little weight on there, sometimes helpful, but I think just the crossing the leg could also be helpful sometimes. For your calf specifically though, it's a lot easier to cross on top of each other and then to give yourself a roll like this. Okay? I'm going to go into the quads now. So, roll yourself over. Again, I'll show you the easier way. So if you're really, really tight in your quads, that's fine. Okay, so you're going to come up on top of this here. Have both your legs on the ground. And again, just simply roll yourself forward and then back. If you're not getting a whole lot out of this, you find like you're not that sore, isolate. Okay, we're going to go to one leg. This leg's going to anchor me on the side here. And then I give my quad a roll out here, okay? I'll show you the other side so you can see how I'm anchoring myself. So I just have the one leg beside me for support. Okay, I'm gonna go all the way down to the base of the knee, and then all the way up to your head. Okay, so we'll give this about 30 seconds here. Now that we've done most of our lower half, I'm actually going to show you how to roll out your lats, okay? So, if you've never done this before, it might be painful, so just keep that in mind. Manage your own pain, so go for as long as you can, put as much pressure as what feels comfortable. Okay, so you're going to lay sideways. Notice how my hand is facing you, okay? So I'm not laying directly flat on this. I'm facing sideways. So, start here. Have it right under your armpit. For me specifically, this is already tight. If this is the case for you, you could hold this position, or you can put it a little higher and roll yourself through this. So I honestly just use this bent leg to push myself through the movement. Just because I'm not rolling super far, there's just a small area I'm trying to roll out here. Okay, and then again, if you find that spot, hold it for a couple seconds. Okay, got the other side going. When you're foam rolling, a few people have asked me this already. How long should I foam roll for? How long should I do this for? So keep in mind, there's also something called overworking a muscle. So you don't want to be on this thing for like an hour, laying there working on the same spots. If I were here for like 30 minutes, I'm most certainly going to have a bruise there tomorrow. So keep that in mind. Work within your range of motion. I would say maybe no more than 10 minutes per muscle part, but it really depends on how tight you are and how much that does hurt. So see how I'm just getting a small range of motion through this lat here, using my leg to anchor myself and push myself up, and then right back down. Okay? So I'm going to show you one more to open up your shoulders and your back. Okay? If you have a yoga block, you can also do it with that, but we'll use a foam roller today. So you have it laying long ways. If you have a short one, that's okay. You can also accomplish relatively the same thing. Okay, you're going to put this at the base of your back, and then you're simply just going to lie back onto it. You might get a lot of back cracks in there as well, and then with your hands, you're going to come overhead and just rest there, okay? And then we'll hold this position for about 30 seconds. Deep breaths. When you're comfortable, typically I move my hands back down and I just push myself back up. Okay, so again, try not to lay super long on this. It's a great way to kind of open up your back, get a few cracks out if you're really stiff. So I'm actually going to go into some active release as well. Okay, so if you have a very painful area, you still can't release it, you've tried with the foam roller, all that kind of jazz, or you simply just want to get a little more out of your mobility. If you have a ball like this, it's going to be your best friend. So honestly, you can use like a lacrosse ball, you can use a softball, you can use a golf ball. Golf ball will hurt a little more because it's a lot harder. I know a lot of places like Amazon, Winners, all that kind of like sell active release balls. Pretty much any hard ball. So this one's pretty hard, like I can't actually squeeze it at all. Something to avoid is using a tennis ball because it's just going to crack when you lay on it. So I'll show you some specific areas that I like to do active release on. So one of them would be glutes. So it's pretty hard for people to release their glutes. It's pretty much our largest muscle, so it's going to be usually your tightest. So what I do is I stick it right under, and then I actually straighten my leg out. So I'm pressing all of my body weight on this ball. So it's right there, and I'm right at the base of my glute. Okay, so I'm at like the insertion point of my hamstring, my glute here, a little more on the outside, and then I'm just slightly rolling back and forth on this ball here. Once you find that area where you're like, yeah, that's the pain spot, hold that for a couple seconds. So again, if you're in a lot of pain where you're like, holy crap, this hurts a lot, release some of the pressure. Don't hold the whole time. So mobility is not about hurting yourself, it's about trying to release some of that hurt. Okay? So I'm going to move the ball slightly higher up now. So I'm just right under my low back here. Okay? And now I'm going to adjust my weight on top of the ball, and then I'm just going to hold myself here. I'm pretty tight, so I could get a straight leg out of this. If you're very tight and you can't straighten your leg out like myself, have a slight bend in it, and then you can actually maneuver yourself a little bit better. So I'm rolling back and forth on this plane here. And then once you find a spot where you're like, yeah, that's painful, again, hold it there. Okay? So that's how you can release your glute. Another spot you can use a ball on that maybe a foam roller might hit as well is your calves. Okay, so yeah, just putting the ball under your calf and then straightening out, and you can roll back and forth. So again, if you're not feeling it still, you can bring that leg on top for the added pressure. Personally, my calves are pretty tight, and the majority of people's are, depending on how long you're standing for, all that kind of stuff. So this is a great way as well. So I typically roll back and forth, and then I typically roll up and down as well. So this is just where the ball comes in handy when the foam roller can't get to those tight spots. It's actually going to come right back to me. Perfect. Okay. The next one I'm going to do is shoulders. So something to keep in mind, again, you got to find that sweet spot for yourself. So what I do is I typically put it on my shoulder blade like this, and then I try to hold it there and I lay straight back. You can adjust the ball and move your body around. So what I do is I lay straight, and then I do active release. So I move my hand up and down through this. Okay, so you can go through this rotation for a couple seconds. Typically I do it for 30. Another good one, elbow bent, and then try getting as low as you can. So this is actually how tight I am, so I can't get past this point. So I can come right back up. Okay? Another great one is overhead. If you can get yourself there, again, I'm pretty tight, so I stop right about here. Okay. And you can do that to both shoulders. So finding that sweet spot. And the goal is with the shoulders to make sure you have that kind of active release component in there. If you want, you can also roll in your shoulder blade, but you just gotta be careful you're kind of rolling on your muscle path. So that's why the active release is a little bit better. So those are some of my main go-to foam rolling stretches, all that kind of jazz. So I want to share that with you today. I know this video is slightly different than what I normally do. It's a heavy focus on mobility. So hopefully you like this. The whole sequence, honestly, I went a little faster today just so I can show you everything. I do this on my own all the time, and it takes me 10 minutes minus this. But if you just want to go through the whole foam rolling sequence, you can do this before a workout, after a workout, on a rest day, while you're watching TV, pretty much any time of the day. So super easy routine that you can fit into your day, help remove some of those aches and pains, especially coming into the colder months. So if you have any questions or you want to work specifically on an area with me, let me know. If not, hopefully you enjoyed this video, and I will see you next week. Bye.